The court will hold her in contempt. This isn't a one-time. It isn't something that's occurred, as you say, because of the child's gender dysphoria. This has happened when she was 9 years old, before any of that happened.
What is going on, everybody? Kevin Parkinson back, Vinarch MP, for our new series, Fathers Win, because fathers, believe it or not, do win in family court. Today we're in for a doozy, which is unfortunate because that means that there's a child involved in a situation where two parents just can't agree. Now, that is not me throwing mom or dad under the bus. As a proud card-carrying family court veteran of 6 years now, I will let you know that ultimately we all want the same thing, and that's the best interest of our children, our sons and our daughters. Unfortunately, sometimes we're dealing with a co-parent who rather see us dads burn in HE double hockey sticks than be able to provide a really good life for our kids. So without any further ado, we're going to jump in this case. This case is kind of crazy, guys, because in this case, entitled mom is actually going to be held in contempt for failing to give dad parenting time. In some states, we call that parental alienation. So without any further ado, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to jump into it, and we're going to see what goes down with this case. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, notifications, subscribe, like, comment, share this video.
The court will hold her in contempt. This isn't a one-time. It isn't something that's occurred, as you say, because of the child's gender dysphoria. This has happened when she was 9 years old, before any of that happened, until the current time. But what the court is going to do, I am remanding you to the custody of the Calhoun County Sheriff, where you will remain until the child goes for parenting time.
Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy. So, judge made it very clear. He said, hey, you're going to jail because you are just not doing your fair share as mom. So we're going to fast forward a little bit and find out exactly what brought us to such a harsh situation. Here we go.
You know, she's my one and only child. I've been in her life since she was 1 year old. Where, you know, other than that, there was nothing out of the ordinary. There usually never is.
No, I'm just wondering if there's any signs of affection and that.
Oh yeah,
like
she's my.
See, I don't know.
She calls her. Oh no, she calls herself Josh Jr. She's. I just saw some pictures of her recently where I'm like, that's my twin. Like we're extremely close. She steals a lot of my clothes. A lot. Last year when I had to pick her up from school, she was in a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air jersey that she stole out of my closet. Like we're two peas in a pod. That's why I've gone through these lengths to spend time with her because I miss her terribly.
Okay.
Wow. So, man,
anything else that you'd like to tell me, sir?
I mean, this has continued into the summer. There have been 3 more denials since that have been filed by Ms. Finch that have already been sent off. Ms. Flaywell has ignored all of them. Like she has told me on multiple occasions she does not care what the court does. She will not let me see Kinley when she feels like it. There are witnesses who I've brought in who can attest to this. There are videos, phone recordings, constant harassment that I received. You know, at one point I had to buy Kinley a phone because she refused to let me speak to her. They then destroyed the phone because they kept saying I was trying to track them. Kinley, because we're so close, would tell you, I'm not driving to Battle Creek unless, again, you guys order me to, or unless I have to pick her up for something. So the fact that they keep doing this to isolate her from her entire family, you know, I just don't understand it. You know, Kinley loves football. They made sure she missed the NFL draft. I had tickets for her to go to a wrestling show that she begged me to go to. She was really upset when she didn't get to go to the one that was in Detroit last. So I promised her I would take her to the one in Toledo. I had the tickets. They were very cheap, only $50. And I had these ready for it. I haven't seen her since. She's going to be devastated when she realized she missed all of these things. And Ms. Claymore is aware of all this. So I don't understand why this continues to happen, but I'm hoping that it's going to be rectified.
Okay.
Well, first off, hats off to dad because he's being non-emotional, non-confrontational. He's not making it about himself. He's making it about his child. And he's even making it about the people who are around his child, who are his child's village, when his child's in his care. And what I mean by that is, it's okay in family court to say, hey, man, you know, my parents, my daughter's grandparents are in this situation. It looks like he is the adoptee father, which is amazing. He mentioned he was in the child's life since the child's been one. And whether biological or adopted, you know, the court is recognizing this as his child. And he is fighting for the capability to see his child, even though the mother is doing everything she can to go out of her way so that doesn't happen. Now, he just gave a bombshell to the court. He said, she loves football. I got tickets for the NFL draft. Her mother made sure that she wasn't able to be there. My family loves her. I miss her. She wears my clothes to school. So this is all because the judge asked, are there signs of affection? Like, should we really consider that this is your child and that it is important to see the child? And obviously, father's making a really good case for himself. So we're going to keep on going.
But I have done my best to try to get some type of reunification going. I do ask every single time it is his awarded time if she would be willing to go, and we
expect me to believe that.
Whatever. I think I supposed to believe that.
do have those discussions, and I try to encourage that. The most recent occasion that we were speaking of, the day that the first weekend that she missed visitation was the day that she refused to go. She told me flat out, I am not going out there. And I told her that we don't have a choice, that it was the court's decision. And she told me that that's when she told me that she was going to run away. I handled the situation in which I contacted Mr. Sykes to let him know that there was, I guess, a modification in what Kinley had originally agreed to in the visitation. We did go into like a crisis intervention with Summit Point and had a discussion with them. Kinley did answer the phone when Mr. Sykes gave us a call to try to speak to him to explain why she did not want to come. And he screamed through the phone at her, "Give the phone to your mom." At that point, she was no longer willing to speak to him.
Again, Vinark MP, we don't bash women, we love women. But in this series, Fathers Win, we intentfully are showing fathers winning in family court because of how often we lose. There are thousands of guys out there who are watching these videos in the comment section, or not even in the comment sections, just feeling so empowered because they are seeing dads actually take the reins and win back their time, or not have to be put on child support, or just be awarded the ability to be in their kids' lives. This is one of those stories where I stopped to give you guys some nuggets of what I've learned along the way in family court. This is character assassination. You're now going to pretend, and we're not there, we don't know, but it seems like she's putting some extras on here. And it'd be so easy for dad to get very heated right now, because who likes when they're lied on? Or someone even infringes upon bending the truth to make you look bad. That is a tactic women use against us fathers, because men know to lie on another guy is a very serious issue. And women just do it, gallivant in the wind. So for some odd reason, I don't believe her. I'm not calling her a liar whatsoever. I just think she's infringing upon the truth a lot of bit to try to make dad not look like the stand-up person who he is. So let's keep going.
Is a healthcare professional, and you know that Kinley has been going to therapy for years. How is it that you are treating her without any of her other family, with her, the other side of her family's mental health history?
If that wasn't provided to the medical health provider, that has nothing to do with me. I can only treat what I'm in control of. So we do her mental health treatment as I feel you should while she's in your care.
Understood. And I definitely understand that. But, there have been times before our relationship broke down where we could have, again, easily worked together, or if you didn't want to speak to me directly, you could have spoken to her or other people.
Sir, this is a time to ask questions, not make statements.
No problem. I apologize. The only other question I have is, When I did make contact, you stated none of this was going on. Instead, every time I tried to make contact, none of this was stated. Why is that?
Why is what? Why is
All
there
the
not a
information that you
response given?
gave as to why Kinley was not coming, you told us none of this was provided.
Yeah, I actually filed a mediation through the court so that we didn't have to speak directly with each other, since we tend not to come to mutual agreements easily. The day that we had a disagreement on when would be the next time you would have your visitation is the day that I personally came in and asked for a mediation so that we could have a discussion and try to figure out a happy medium for all of the parties involved, hopefully including Kinley.
Doesn't look like they're getting anywhere. It looks like judge opened the floor for dad to ask questions, or for the respondent to question petitioner to question the respondent, depending on how their case is set up. And dad's not getting anywhere. Mom doesn't seem to be getting anywhere either. So what we're going to do now that we understand these people's parenting style for the most part of this video, because we're not there, we're not them. This isn't a cast judgment on them in totality. Let's just see what the judge says.
Ahead of time about what she is going to expect when she does go out there. All of the behavior is, I've been complying with the order up until now. Now my child has made a drastic change that concerns me. I have come to the courts. I would like to come up with some type of agreement, arrangement, anything where my child feels comfortable in returning. I have no idea on a time frame, which is the only reason that I haven't had a chance to respond to the most recent complaint for parenting time, because I wanted to have a discussion now to see if the court order would be changing or amending in the future, or if we had come to some type of arrangement here today that would satisfy all of the concerns all of us have. The time that she is missing, if it is ordered by the court, I'm more than willing to have her make that up at a later time throughout the year and to provide those opportunities. But I also need that to be decided on and worked towards, hopefully kind of working up towards that and not just resuming the court order as expected. And
Okay. Anything else?
no, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Sykes?
I would just plead with you, sir, to please order Ms. Claywell to bring me or bring my child to me as soon as possible, so I can at least salvage somewhat of the summer I have left with her. Okay. You know, this has been hard on me to a degree you can't possibly understand, honestly.
Okay. Well, in this particular case, court has heard the testimony as well as the argument by the parties. I will tell you, in these cases, credibility is always a consideration for the court. Oftentimes, the parties will allege that the other party was not truthful or was lying. And the court has found that basically inconsistencies in testimony doesn't mean that someone has necessarily lied. It can occur as a result of the witness's background, perception, bias, understanding, misunderstanding, or simply by mistake. In this case, when the inconsistencies occur, the court will attempt to reconcile those by evidence or other testimony. In this case, we didn't have other testimony, but the court will note in this case that there was an order of February 23rd, 2021, order regarding parenting time and child support, which awarded to the defendant alternating weekends, alternating spring break, with the defendant to have the child in even numbered years, one half the summer and alternating weeks, one half Christmas, as well as alternating holidays. It's alleged that the child did not go to parenting time on the 3 weekends it was stated. And he also testified that there was an additional 3 weekends since that time, or additional 3 denials, I'm sorry, not necessarily weekends. In this case, the court notes I went back and did a thorough review of the file in preparation for this proceeding. The court notes that back on January 5, 2022, there was an order for makeup time requiring the plaintiff to give 4 additional overnights for the 2 weekends that were missed. That on 2/8/2023, plaintiff was found in contempt of court, and there were ordered 4 overnights for 2 weekends missed. That on February 28, 2023, there was an order for makeup parenting time for 2 overnights, 1 weekend. And then again on January 26, 2024, there was an order for makeup parenting time for 2 overnights. So a total of that, we had basically 12 overnights of makeup parenting time over the past now 2.5 years. Reason I look at that is because the plaintiff in this case has stated that, well, she didn't know that there's basically there's something new, there's something that's come up. She doesn't know the reasons. She's tried to encourage, and she did on closing arguments. She said she will comply with the orders, and she says she's complied with the orders until now. Well, clearly, from the prior contempt findings, the prior makeup parenting time, she has not complied with the order. The court will find in this case that she has not complied with the order at the current time for these additional 3 denials and additional 6 overnights. The court will hold her in contempt. And Ms. Claywell, what I'm going to do is, this is a history. This isn't a one-time. It isn't something that's occurred, as you say, because of the child's gender dysphoria. This has happened when she was 9 years old, before any of that happened, until the current time. What the court is going to do, I am remanding you to the custody of the Calhoun County Sheriff, where you will remain until the child goes for parenting time. So however long that takes.
Wow. So ultimately, what the judge is saying is, you can go home tonight. You can go home in an hour. You can go home in a week. When the bailiff comes and escorts you to jail, you're going to be allowed to make a phone call. That phone call can be as simple as, hey, mom, hey, dad, hey, brother, sister, I need you to take my child to their fathers. And as soon as the court is made aware that that happened, you're free to go. But if you have a problem with that, you're going to remain in custody until it happens. So the court is pretty much forcing her to give dad his custodial time. And it's wild that it sometimes takes that much to get a co-parent to just simply parent with a dad. Fathers win. Fathers do sometimes win. Keep fighting. Keep fighting, men. Keep fighting. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment. Share this video. And check out more videos in this series, Fathers Wins, right here or right here. I don't remember which way it's going to be. I think it's going to be right here. But God bless you. Happy New Year. It's the first day of 2025, and maybe this is the year that there is an overhaul in family courts nationwide so we can see more fathers win. All right. God bless you guys. Take care. Bye.
We're in our prime. Yeah. Like the truth.